Champions do a lot more than just win medals. They redefine what's possible, inspire a generation to dream bigger, to elevate a nation's confidence. They play an integral role on a global stage. Behind every triumph lies years of discipline, resilience, sacrifice, and an unwavering pursuit of excellence. Our next conversation explores that mindset of a champion, the lessons learned from success and setbacks, and the responsibility that comes with inspiring millions. To lead this conversation, of course, let me first welcome our moderator, Rupa Ramani, on stage, please. And joining her is the woman who's transformed Indian badminton forever, from her early training days in Hyderabad all the way to becoming the first Indian woman to win an Olympic medal in badminton, a former world #1, world championship medalist, and Padma Bhushan awardee. Her journey has really indeed inspired an entire generation of athletes to believe that India can compete with the very best. My favorite, Saina Nehwal, thank you very much. Welcome on stage.
Nice to see you again, Saina. Yes. Feels like we just met some days ago.
Months ago.
How you been?
Good, very good.
You know, we had this event here, Rising Bharat, South Edition.
Yeah.
We hear so much conversations around South India and the power of South India. What is it different about athletes from here that sort of sets you all apart, and you being the primary example of that?
I guess academies are good here in the south. We are improving in the north, but I think a lot of north people are coming here and winning the titles. But otherwise, I would say system is very good in south to get champions out. And you know, we had Gopi sir, we had Prakash Podkone sir, and then of course me, Sindhu, Shrikant. I mean, all of us are from south. But I can only say that system is very, very strong. Good coaches, good trainers, good physios, and that is required to produce a champion. And I guess if we have many more academies, many more sponsorships, because I guess somewhere all the talented athletes stop playing because they don't have proper jobs or they don't have good sponsorships, and they struggle to play at the highest level because they feel that how much can they spend on their own. So that is the challenges, I think, which the sports persons are facing. Otherwise, we have the same champions, you know, coming out from so many years. You know, by now, you know, if you see China, other countries, they get, you know, the next batch again in top 5. Again, if they retire, they have the next batch coming in. So something like that should happen in India. I can see in every school, in every colleges, they are trying to, you know, get some sports culture. But if they don't increase the timing, if they don't actually show them what sport is, how will they even learn about it? You know, how will they understand the intensity of the sport? So we are capable of doing very big things in sports. It's just that I think except cricket, we don't go anywhere and see any other sport. In fact, if you have such big tournaments in India, we don't even know about. Suppose we have the India Open in Delhi. I see very few people going there. We also have World Championships in August, which I think most of us don't even know about it. But I think these are the tournaments where the school children should go and watch and understand how sport is. And I think that is when we will produce many more champions.
So you mentioned, of course, comparison with China, and the reason why we're saying it because there's so many champion sides, and they have this mindset that we want to be a sporting superpower. What is it that's one thing that's missing here? You're speaking, of course, about people just following cricket and not the other sport, but apart from that, what is the thing that is missing here in the Indian sporting landscape, infrastructure-wise or whatever, that we can learn from, you know, even the East or the West?
I guess getting more tournaments in, because cricket is also popular because they have very good system, very good leagues, and they are consistently showing them on TV, their matches. And the other sports, I guess, you know, the tournaments are going on, but only the lovers will go and watch it on the particular channel. But I guess if you have, this is in a way, I think association should come in, and Sports Authority of India should come in and market the sport very well and do the publicity of the sport very well. And that is when I think you can get the results how cricket is getting. But, that way I salute the way cricket has done their system and perfectly, if the 16-year-old, just see at Suryavanshi how he's performed, and I mean, that is the kind of support you need, how they're giving him. And I think we are lacking at that point somewhere. When I started playing, I didn't have a physio or a trainer, or anyone. I got my first physio at the age of 19, and I have played already for 10 years. I have played in the Olympics, I have won tournaments, that too only with Gopi sir. But later I realized that you need a team to win championship, where you actually also need the dietitian, the mental trainers, and nowadays you also have trainers who can make you sleep as well in between tournaments, because you don't even get sleep. You're just thinking about what will happen in the match. The whole night your mind is active. To relax it, you do meditation, of course, but again you have those thoughts coming in. How do you stop that? So these are the challenges which I initially, obviously, if I would have got it maybe at the age of 9, 10, you never know, the results would have been a little bit more different. But now I'm happy that at least the younger generation know about what is Saina doing, or what is Sindhu doing, or what is Pranoy doing, or what is Shrikant doing, and what tournament they have won. We are consistently getting medals. It's only because of our hard work, our initial push. My father took a lot of loans. My mom was 24/7 behind me. She's a housewife. She dreaming about me becoming an Olympic champion or a world champion. I'm surprised, till today, how did she get that kind of a thought when we didn't have a female player playing at that level? But I salute for her dedication and the way she's pushed me throughout, all these years. And she always kept me grounded, which is the result I could get so many titles. And but yeah, this was not something like I had the sponsorship from the age of 9 or 10. Everything what the other sports people get it is only after the performances. And I think that is where we lack. We have killed ourselves, we have got the championships, we are consistent, and that is when we get everything. But if you give the young sports person what it is required from the age of 9 and 10 to achieve the best at the highest level, and that can happen, you can see the results. If not, you can anytime come out of that sponsorship and, you can leave the kid. But I think this is what is China, Korea, Japan doing, where they have every village has an academy, every village has like 30,000-40,000 players playing. So, yeah.
But you mentioned your mom, and she's right here. So big round of applause for you, ma'am. Thank you so much for producing and playing a part in producing a champion over here. And you're speaking about, we've got to bring in that South aspect for sure here, Saina. There's something about the upbringing of athletes here. You're speaking about the system, but what is it that sort of instills something different in you, and the pipeline, especially in badminton, all from the South?
As I just mentioned, I think food is the same.
Something in the food.
Everything is same. Only, I think it comes down to good coaches and good trainers, which are there in the South. You have many centers which are very big. And now Guwahati is producing good players. They are also coming up very well. But this was there long before, I think, in South. And that's why I think we are able to produce many more champions from here. And I knew someone like Gopi sir, because he was the national champion. He was doing extremely well at the highest level. So I had at least, I was seeing him, I was seeing Lakshmi, his wife, I was seeing Jwala Gutta, I was seeing Shruti Kuri, I was seeing some top players. But if I was in Haryana maybe, there is nobody, right? So I think that is where we are lacking. So if we have champions, and then if you're looking at them every day, suppose I saw my parents play in Hisar, they played at a club level, they were playing every day. And I never played badminton before that. And, I learned so much by looking at how they are playing. And the first shot I played in Hyderabad was a smash. So it was because I saw them play, that is what I learned from them.
So inspiration starts at home, and is that how it should be, and is that how you can actually inspire?
At home, I think kid has to be very motivated. I know it's not easy. Many of the times you give up, you feel, why is my mom scolding? Why is my father pushing me so much? But you won't realize you're only 9, 10. You will just have to follow their instructions. You are going to, even if you get hit, even if you get scolded, but I think you will forget in that age. You won't remember much. And by the time you're 13, 14, you're capable of thinking yourself. So I think initially what support you require should be there, but finally it's up to the kid. If the kid is motivated, if they really want to do well, and for me, I don't know, I just loved sports, I loved competition. I was ready at 4 a.m. every day in the morning to travel for 20.
That is tough.
That is tough.
But who is the good cop and the bad cop in your home?
You can see bad
The bad
cop is
cop.
here.
Yeah, obviously,
The
can
bad-
tell. Just sitting there and watching you quietly.
Bad cop is always, very tough to handle because, I used to feel that she's very strict, she's very tough on me. But today I'm Saina Nehwal only because of her. I will give my father a lot of, even he encouraged me a lot. But what she did for me is, I was blessed, to have my mom as a housewife. Otherwise, today's mom, they come and ask me, how do we make our kids champion? And I'm standing there and I'm like, क्या आप इस पे हाथ उठा सकते हो? And she's like, no, I can't do that to my kid. My kid is like my friend. I'm like, then champion is not made like this. You cannot think of having a friend, and it's very tough. There should be some strictness if you have to serve the country. You are finally serving the country. You are finally playing for the country. You cannot just say, let her do whatever she wants. It's okay, you let her do whatever she's doing, but don't expect her to be a champion just like that by saying you can play on the phone, you can just be watching TV, or you can just go out with your friends. It's not going to happen.
What would you tell kids today? We look at Gen Z, we're looking at a time when Gen Zs are so proactive, so,
Yes.
in your face. What do you tell a Gen Z kid who has to be more disciplined, has to learn sacrifice, has to learn that, okay, I will forego my parties and I want to, there's a larger thing that I'm working towards. What is it that you're going to tell those kids out there today to succeed?
I feel it's finally up to the parents. Gen Zs are very intelligent, very smart, there's no doubt. But physically, are we there? No. Physically, we don't like to work out. Physically, we don't want to kill ourselves to become something. It's like if I say something, they will say, ठीक है ना, आपने कर लिया. So ठीक है, मैंने कर लिया, and I'm happy about it. I'm proud that I could do something for my country. If you want to do it, it will not just happen. You'll have to push yourself. You will have to not make excuses, even if you're smart. Finally, hard work pays off, discipline pays off, and you'll have to, suppose the best and the best people of the world are saying we hardly can sleep without doing our work, and that's the thing we want to do, and we're thinking about it 24/7. At certain point of time, money is not what you're thinking about. Money will come if you have done well. But you cannot be away from the work you love, right? So that is what should be your aim. If you really want to make your parents popular by your name, then I think you will challenge yourself. If your parents are giving you enough money, gaadi, mein jao, aao, then I think it is all very nice, very happy things which you can continue doing. I think it's not we have a lot of money, we have a lot of knowledge. My whole family members have doctors, scientists, engineers. And if I tell today to any of the kid also, I just look at them first, how they talk, because नहीं तो पहले आ जाएगा मैं depression में हूँ, मैं anxiety में हूँ. I said, okay. Those are very heavy words, and you cannot, at the age of 12, even I didn't know what they're talking about, but they know a lot of things. That is very good. But they should not compare themselves to what is happening in social media. Kafi log, they want to be happy on social media. They want to show that everything is nice, but it is not nice. You will have to work hard even to prove yourself on social media. So those are the things I think you have to somewhere think that I will, make name for myself and not just give back answers. I can see them giving back answers very easily to their parents as well. And if I am standing there, they can, you have done it. My knees are not so good. My ankles are not so good. And I'm like, how old are you? just 8, 9 years old, know so much about the injuries part. Lucky, in a way that I didn't have a physio at that point of time. Otherwise, I would have been with the physio only full time, sitting there and showing my back, my shoulder, my neck. And in a way, it was good and also bad. But today's generation coming in sports, I don't know how many marks I will give them. But I think just our generation where we had 10, 15 players in top 20, now I think we are facing that difficulty somewhere, to produce champions because they are very impatient. They just want result next day. They want to become world champions next day. And sometimes, I tell them, I started playing at the age of 9. I got my Olympic medal at 22. I was world number 2 in 2010. I became world number 1 in 2015. So you'll have to go through a lot of ups and downs, lot of matches, lot of difficult moments. You can cry, you can share with your parents. But आजकल तो parents को देखना ही नहीं है. I mean, they just feel like, no, parents are our, they don't know anything. I know Ronaldo, I know Messi, I know Virat Kohli. But the amount of hard work they do you know that? I mean, that's something which even when I see their stories or I read about them, I feel like, oh my God, what kind of hard work is this,
Is this something that you see only with kids here, or have you seen this sort of reaction overseas, or are you even aware of how they are outside? Is China, for example, far more diligent no matter the generation?
They start playing at the age of 3. And when I say something and the parents are saying that he's only 8, I'm saying 8
Too
is
late.
Too late. 3, 4 you should start them into some sports, gymnastics, swimming, so that they become a little stronger physically. I did karate for a year and I was really strong physically to push for 11 hours physically. And imagine if you're pushing so much, how will you recover the next day?
Karate helped your badminton as well, Saina?
Very much. You become flexible, you become strong, now you have gone through all the difficult stunts there and you are ready to face any kind of challenge.
No fear.
No fear at all. And I think that's why you get that confidence as well. And I think I was lucky to do karate before that. But I've heard that even in China or different countries, they do some kind of sport before playing professionally, like gymnastics or swimming or skating or karate. And that is when, they pick up tennis or badminton or whatever sport they like. So I think somewhere it makes you strong, flexible, confident, and you are into sport, you know how difficult it is. And sports person become mature very fast, I guess. They also think too much how to win, how to...
They're never happy,
results.
that is for sure. Never satiated.
Because you're playing 17 tournaments in a year, and the moment you get happy, you have next tournament coming up. You have to again show up on court. There is no sad day. You cry, you feel bad. But the others who are losing in first rounds are coming next day in training. And your coaches are then saying that, learn from her. She's there next day morning and you can't do that.
That's the worst part.
That's the worst. They are ready to pinch you at every moment. And I think that pinch is required. And at home, one person should be there to pinch you. Otherwise, you'll be so satisfied that hunger to win more. Suppose if you can see An Se-young from Korea, she's world number 1 today and she's not giving up. I mean, she's played 60 Super Series finals and she's won, 56 of them. And I saw her crying recently. I was like, why is she crying? She's won so many tournaments. But that is the hunger, if you have people pushing behind you, if you have them keeping you on your toes and ready for all the challenges, and every tournament is like a new challenge. That is when you want to, become one of the best in the world and maybe have 2-3 Olympic golds and 2-3 world championships. And you're never satisfied if you have that kind of team. Of course, she knows she's the best, but she wants to achieve more.
We're speaking about not being satisfied. We're speaking about moments of doubt as well. Recently, I have to bring this up. PV Sindhu, after what's been a very long break, she won a title, and what an incredible achievement. Again, someone you've played alongside. Tell me how she would be feeling, Saina, because you've seen highs and lows. How important is this win for India, for PV?
I think what she played last week was fantastic. After a long time, I saw her attacking very well, moving very well. I mean, you cannot write a champion off because they are very experienced. They have played at that level. They know how to control their emotions. But I think more than the relief, she must be feeling very happy that she's back to that kind of performances she was doing in 2019 and 2020. and World Championship is coming ahead, and there is Asian Games as well. So I mean, that is what I said. We have Sindhu doing well from last couple of years, but by now we should even have 4-5 other younger players to be behind her, and maybe when she retires, there will be other players. But we're still waiting for other women player. Yes, and the same goes with men player as well. We don't have anybody in line. Maybe after Lakshya, there is Ayush Shetty as well, but Lakshya is So that is, I think, that is where we're missing the bus somewhere.
We obviously, you want the youth to be energized, you want the youth to be inspired. Your story is one of it. We mentioned Asian Games. The Commonwealth Game is underway. How disappointing is it that a sport like badminton doesn't feature over there? Is that also another aspect that sort of can be defeating for the next generation to want to come and?
I mean, we have so many gold medals in Commonwealth Games in badminton, hockey, shooting. I think these are the sports not there in Commonwealth Games, and it's very surprising that how are the players feeling, because we have played all the Commonwealth from 2006 to 24 or 22, and it's very surprising because again 2030 we have it in India, and I'm sure these events will be there. But I don't know how can they just remove such big games. But it's very disappointing. But players will never stop. They will have to keep working hard. They will have to look forward to next tournament. But it's obviously very tough for the youngsters. They will think that one tournament is gone. But I think, maybe Unnati would have got chance this time. Yeah, so that is one thing, good experience tournament. And she's missing that chance. But anyways, let us see how she performs in Asian Games,
Asian Games is coming up. But, speaking about your journey, we want to come back to that as well. Saina, you spoke about how it is important to keep forging ahead. Were there moments in your past as well where you probably thought, bahut ho gaya? I mean, I think there's enough now and I should probably take a pause. Were there moments like that?
Every day you feel you want to give up. Every day you feel, why should I torture myself? But that feeling of, I don't know, there's some feeling when I won the first tournament, standing on the podium, receiving that small amount, becoming like a hero in the school, and everyone is like, okay, you can take 2 periods off. Every good student is looking at me and they're like, she's a good sports person. And I'm like, okay, you're the front bencher, right? You got the first rank. Please help me with the notes, So all this kind of thing used to be funny, and I never thought I'll be a top sports person from my country who will do well. I was just thinking about the state level, national level, and one day maybe I will get a good job to, and that will be all. That is what is happening from so many years. Well, I don't know, she and Papa were like, it's not that you're playing for money, it's not that you're playing for job. For us, we want you to win medals. Give us the best you can, and we are there to support you in every way. I'm like, okay, because I don't know what to say. They have.
So in that sense, is it important to have those challenges and hardships in the earlier phase? It is important to have heartbreaks, if you want to get to that big goal. Do you think that is necessary? Like, thoda sa harna, thoda sa challenges are important?
I guess champions like challenges. Champion likes tough moments. And we don't give up, somehow that challenge is like, suppose I am there and maybe one more girl is there. Maybe it's okay for me and it is so tough for her that she's not able to handle that kind of pressure. And I'm like, why can't you handle it? It's so easy. So these are the mindset as well. Sometimes for you the problem is small, but for her it's big. I think that way, champions are very few. And the moment they enter onto the court and the matter is like 20 all, and that 1-2 points, if you are so strong mentally that you can take those 2 points, it depends on all the matches. You have played so many matches. I have seen so many players who are physically so fit, but the moment they are playing matches, the moment they have to show performance in the last 2-3 points, that is where they crack. So I think these challenges make you even more strong, but people who enjoy them, enjoy the pressure, enjoy the toughness from their coaches and parents, you realize it later why they did this to you, because you were capable. Otherwise, why will someone scold you just like that? Maybe I am sitting behind and I can tell you 10 players playing on the court. I can easily tell you who will be capable to achieve at the highest level and who are going to be okay. But you will not obviously tell them on the face, but you will directly go to that person who is doing well and maybe try and push them more because they are capable of doing that. And later I realized, when I was 15, 16, but by then it was already in me that I want to achieve it. So that initial years when you will forget what is happening, when even if she hits me, even if my papa scolds me, next day I'm like, okay, I'm alert at 4 a.m., I'm ready to go and challenge myself. And it will happen even on Sundays. That is when, you will, these challenges will become okay for you. Otherwise, if you are always scared of pushing yourself, scared of, people like scared of pushing yourself or coming in front and saying that I'm ready for these challenges, you will be there in your safe zone, and that's okay. That is what you want. That's fine.
Never
but
be
I
in
didn't
this,
want that life.
Never be in the safe zone. On that note, thank you so much, Saina. That's great pearls of wisdom, and I hope all of you enjoyed this just as much as I did. Thank you so much.